Pornography is not new. Probably it goes all the way back to caveman days when people drew pictures of people on cave walls. And it's no secret that human beings can be intrigued by the female form, the male form. The human form is both beautiful and compelling. And I think a lot of people who are maybe 40, 50, 60 years old often think about pornography in the context of Playboy or Penthouse or even Hustler. These flat, glossy pages where people could flip through and see images, and often graphic images, but still just images in a magazine that you could close and walk away from. And I would suspect most people have had some exposure to pornography, depending on how we define it. Pornography, as of late, post the digital world, is a whole different game. And I think parents and grandparents, when we talk about pornography, are still thinking about Playboy and Penthouse and might think that it's unbecoming, distasteful, vulgar at worst. But really, pornography today is not erotica. It's not just the celebration of the human form. It's not seedy sexuality. These are graphic images that are so offensive that leave children truly traumatized when they are exposed to them. So just a little bit of information, and I'm citing the data from Gail Dine's book, Pornland. But she talks about how about 88% of pornography features violence, slapping, spanking, spitting, choking, gagging, and is very misogynistic in nature. It is humiliating and degrading to the young women who are most often the participants in pornography. If we add to the data, if 88% of pornography out there is violent and degrading and humiliating, if we add just the language, the pornography where participants are called words like whore and slut and worse, then we're upwards to 90% of the pornography that's available online is very humiliating toward not only the participants in pornography, but very denigrating to the viewer. And it's that disgust factor combined with fear, intrigue, curiosity, arousal, anything that's off limits, or that forbidden fruit that culminates in the preoccupation with children who just stumble onto pornography because they're looking up information for a science project. They Googled the wrong search term and they see things that children are ill-equipped to see, don't know who to talk to about it. They see that adults are in these images, and I think the implied message is this behavior is endorsed by adults, and so they see it, they're intrigued by it, but still shamed because of it, and don't go to parents or other adults to talk about it. They just go behind closed doors and click the mouse to access more images. And so it's at that point that the secret keeping begins. Our data varies. Some estimate that early exposure is as young as age 6, but really solid data suggests that about age 11 is when children first are exposed to pornography online. In the safety of their own home, in the isolation of their own bedroom, they see these images that are etched into their psyche. And in fact, most people who've ever seen pornography can generally recall the first image they ever saw. It doesn't go away. So we have pornography that degrades women, that degrades men. There is this rule of 34 that says if something exists, there is pornography of it. And pornographers know that addiction, especially sex and pornography addiction, thrives on novelty. And so about 15,000 pornographic videos are produced every year. A person could be online 24/7 and never see everything that's out there. But time is spent and energy is lost and relationships are destroyed because of the continual preoccupation and secrecy of pornography addiction and the sense of profound betrayal that it leaves partners reeling with.